GNT show is intended for mature audiences. Parental discussion is advice. Live long and prosper, bitches.
Star Trek, The Final Frontier. These are the voyages of the GNT show. Our continuing mission, to explore Star Trek storytelling, to seek out new worlds and interesting characters, to boldly go where no show has gone before.
Naomi Wildman. I was setting it up. Oh. Welcome to the GNT show, where obviously we have no script.
Yeah, let's just get this puppy started.
As always, the beautiful, the lovely, the high-booted, short-skirted, big-breasted Terry Lynn.
That would be me. Admiral Shaw.
She's badass. It's Ceridian.
Good morning. It's Sunday on the GNT show.
You know the worst part of this morning? It's not the getting up early. It's the fact they're making me wear clothes to do the show.
It's time for Coffee Clutch.
Strap on your helmets, boys and girls. It's gonna get rough.
Oh, it's going to be one of those mornings.
Let me put on my seatbelt, my helmet with the little blinky light on top.
For safety.
When we decided we were going to do the GNT show,
Man.
one of the things we said was no standards. GNT show does not go on the air because we're ready. It goes on the air because it's 9 o'clock on Sunday morning.
Mike could have snapped by then and killed us both. Pain sticks for Mike, evidently.
We have our production meetings on the air.
Well, it's the best way to get you to adhere to things.
Yeah, you've now set an expectation. That's the thing about the GNT show is we set no expectations.
I need more coffee.
Wow,
I'm trying to figure out whether or not I want to do general news or Star Trek news, and I figured
this is
out.
Terry
Okay.
having a series of small
It's news.
strokes, actually.
Well, it doesn't take long for this show to deteriorate, does it?
Straight the fuck downhill.
I don't always podcast, but when I do, I GNT.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the GNT Show, episode 155. I'm Terry Lynn.
Jolan True, bitches. It's Gettysburg 7, also known as Nick. There she is, to my left, your right. She's wearing her golfing outfit today, but I don't understand, with a tennis skirt. I don't understand what's going on over there. It's a holiday weekend. Terry Lynn.
I'm so confused.
And to my right, your left, there he is, wearing his white shoes one last time while in season. It's the well-dressed warrior, Ceridian.
Kapla. As you know,
Hello, designer.
Labor Day's coming.
That's
Labor
right.
Day's almost here, and then you can't wear your white pants to battle anymore.
I try to avoid them, but, today being a special occasion and all, the bloodstains.
I
You
know.
just can't get them out.
Yeah.
You know what's really hard to get at Gawk? So hard to get Gawk stains out.
Well, that's because they kind of, when they dry out, they kind of get crusty.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but even grub worms aren't that hard to get out.
That's true. It's like that fermented beans from, like, Japan. What is that stuff? Man, that is nasty.
Or
That
like
is-
hummus. God bless the chickpea.
Hummus can be used as a substitute for brick mortar.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just saying.
Thought you were going to say something else.
No.
Little known fact, in combat, you can use hummus to bind a wound.
There's
That's
1,001 uses for it.
Did you know you can use, this is absolutely true, if someone's got like an injury, now obviously not like a deep wound or something, but
Right.
a pretty good thing, you could open up a cigarette and use the tobacco as something to help clean it out.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, well, things
I
you learn
believe
when you're becoming a survivalist.
Are you watching
And have
Bear?
an
What's his face
ample-
again?
And have an ample supply of hummus.
And cigarettes.
I'm ready for the zombie apocalypse. I have cigarettes and hummus.
And a paper clip. Don't forget.
You gotta have a paper clip and gum,
And gum.
Duct tape.
That's right.
rubber bands. Gotta have
Rubber
rubber bands.
How else are you supposed to build your rubber band gun to defend yourself?
Oh my God.
Stand back, I'll take out a 9.
Oh. And then what you do see is you put the paper clips. You can make little projectiles out of them.
Natto. That's the stuff, Marv. That stuff is nasty. Hummus I can deal with, but natto, that's foul. That is foul beyond all get it. Oh, natto. Okay, sorry. That's that fermented beans. And if you guys have ever seen them, I've never seen an American try to eat them without kind of upchucking.
I'll tell you the truth. I'm that way with refried beans.
Oh, I'm not. Yeah, I'm
It
not.
looks
I'm not a
too
big
much
bean
like
fan to
something
begin
Casey
with.
or Chloe would have, you'd come home and it's on the floor. Did you make refried beans again, Casey?
Oh my God, crazy.
He's giving you the German Shepherd look. I
Well,
love you, Mommy.
I know. I did no wrong. Well, I have to say, welcome to everybody and happy Labor Day weekend for those of you here in the United States.
We all have to go into labor this weekend.
Oh my God. We were just discussing how we get one day, right, to celebrate the fact that we bust our ass for our corporate slaves. Whatever. One day. And how do we spend it?
Shopping.
Buying all this stuff that we made. Or now, pretty much. There's a kitty in a washing machine. Very, very hypnotic.
I love Sunsail because you never know what's going to show up in our chat room.
I know. It's very cute.
That just reminds me of that old joke, or I don't know Joe, but
About peeing in the corner in a round room.
yeah. And the poor cat.
How's
Just looking for the corner.
How's T'Challa? Isn't that the kitty's name?
T'Challa is getting big. He's a total lover. I'll be Skyping with her, and all of a sudden, I can't hear her because all I hear is. And he likes to. He's got this thing where he must touch face. He's got to come up with his paw or whatever and touch you in the face. And he's a total lover.
Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah, he's an amazingly loving kitty.
Aww.
Hello, Jasper. How are you, darling?
So, Mikey.
Yes, ma'am.
In the middle of Coffee Clutch, what did you do this week? You read your balls off is what you did.
I didn't do a lot of writing, but I did read a lot, and I also edited a lot of audio. I have rough draft of Act 1 of Starfinder 3, Episode 3.
Fantastic.
In first draft state. So, yay.
Excellent.
You know, I appreciate Jen and George's work, but it took them well over a year to get to this point. Mm-hmm. It's been like 2.5 weeks. No, it's been 2 weeks, and I've already got a fifth of my episode done. So I'm just saying, I have no life.
I think that was a throwdown. I think that was a challenge.
Oh, they've picked up speed ever since I started. They're like, what? There's no way we can let him beat us.
Nick, what about you?
I worked.
You worked. Yeah, same here.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
It was a busy pre-holiday weekend work week, and there's a bunch of crap coming up after the weekend, so did that. But I'm almost done with, I was reading the new Titan ebook, Absent Enemies. I'm about 10% left in it.
Cool.
Very good. I like it.
Isn't it? You know me.
There's a lot of comedy in it.
There is. It's hilarious. It's a funny book. But I really needed the kind of lighthearted. It's not all lighthearted, mind you, but it's lighthearted enough to just kind of be a good segue to the next set of books that are coming up. Yeah, after the fall, you needed something that wasn't necessarily browbeating drama.
No, and it was good to see Christine again.
Yes.
To quote air quotes, see Christine again. She's settling into the center chair nicely.
She is, but she hasn't been promoted yet.
No, she hasn't. And I like that when they were talking with Dax.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. Now I realize this is we'll get into it later then, because I do have a question when we get to talking about the books about Ezri Dax.
Okay. We'll get to.
You know, we're coming up after this week. There's a whole lot of new shows coming back, new seasons is what I meant.
It's true.
Shield, Arrow.
Shield, yeah, pretty much Shield, Arrow. Sleepy Hollow.
The Flash is starting
Yes. There will be a new season of American Horror Story, which is at a carnival.
Yeah, that doesn't look good. Isn't it all supposed to take care of the house? I mean, to take place at the house, the one building?
No, each season has been a different place.
Oh, okay.
Which is kind of cool, you know what I mean?
But Jessica Lange in every one
smart.
of them.
Yeah, and but I like the fact that they haven't boxed themselves into, you know what I mean?
Right.
That they can kind of go anywhere, do anything, kind of thing.
I want to say I'm going to hopefully get a date here. I'm going to look it up.
What do I need to turn in, Mike?
Hopefully, no.
Did you get the NDA that I had sent you that I'd received from Redacted?
Oh, yes, and I have to do that at work because I have to scan it.
You can't. There are electronic signature capabilities on it.
Oh, were there?
There should be.
See, I was trying to get the newspaper done early.
No problem.
Because it's the paper comes out this week, but I was trying to get it mostly laid out because, losing a day.
No problem. Just friendly reminder, they're waiting on us.
They're waiting on us. Bad girl. So, yeah, the Librarians is the one I'm really waiting for.
Baz, that's on Sports Network.
which is the TNT ordered a 10-episode series of The Librarian, which of course was the TNT set of television movies that Dean Devlin made that had Noah Wyle in it and Bob Newhart. And
it just sounds like a soft core.
It is so much fun.
But you know what I mean? It sounds like something that would have been on Skinamax back in the late 80s, early 90s.
Noah Wyle and Bob Newhart and Jane Curtin?
The Librarian.
The Librarian, yeah. It's a fluffier version of Indiana Jones with, instead of a Russ kind of a guy, it's Noah Wyle, so he's got that geek factor. So he's like this book nerd who ends up getting thrown into an Indiana Jones role. So it's very, very fun. Well, they're basing a new television series on that. And Rebecca Romaine is going to play and there's always an FBI agent involved. She plays the counterterrorism agent. Huh?
You just sold me on it.
Do you think
Rebecca Romaine sold?
Yeah, sold.
Do you think once Noah finishes with the Falling Skies show that he may make appearances?
I think that he's probably pegged to do a guest spot here and there. But Christian Kane is in it. He was in Leverage. He played the Bruiser in Leverage.
Oh, cool.
But he's playing the geek in this one. He's playing the actual super smart guy. Lindsay Booth it's going to be sounds to me almost like an Alphas, but much more lighthearted. You guys have to see this.
Please,
and then
Baz,
John
Kim. Break the law, Baz.
But here, Jenkins, John Larroquette, will serve as the quartet's reluctant, sometimes cantankerous caretaker, which is awesome. And then the bad guy is Matt Frewer. He plays Dulac.
You know, Noah Wile's got himself a really good thing going there with Falling Skies. Now,
yeah, I can't believe they're in season 4.
I was going to say, I watched the first couple of episodes when it first came on, and then I kind of lost track of it. I'm seeing the ads for it now, and I'm thinking, Jesus Christ, I need to go back and watch this thing.
Yeah,
it's gotten better. The show's really picked up, and the characters are interesting. And
from the ads, the visual, just the whole look of it is amazing.
Yeah, it's really good. I've been watching it consistently, and I really do enjoy it. But it is another one of those post-apocalyptic, living in the apocalyptic time.
Type of show, it's true.
Which I'm kind of getting burned out on, and I'm just eager for something a little more upbeat or a little more.
Exactly. Yeah. Me too. Which is why I'm really looking forward to The Librarians. Yeah. And again, I do like, and I have to say, for being in your face, supernatural, I love Sleepy Hollow. So
I was told, and I think Terry, we were talking about this in the chat room last night. I was told that I would love Once Upon a Time.
Oh my God, yes.
Oh really, Mike?
Alan watches it.
Mike just had a Klingon-gasm.
Alan started watching it on the treadmill. He started watching it on Netflix.
Okay, I gotta.
It's good.
It's a unique premise.
And this coming season, and Katie is so excited because Elsa is going to be on it.
Yes,
that's right.
That. And the woman looks amazing.
Every week she comes over and she says, "Is it out yet?"
Oh, that's great.
So she's excited. She can't wait to see, this upcoming. She hasn't seen any other season or episode of it. She just saw the trailer and saw that Elsa was going to be on it, and she just wigged out. And it was like,
That's
awesome. All hurt. What did you say, Nick?
Oh, he said that if he breaks the temporal prime directive because he's in the future, that they come and erase him from existence. I said, Baz, what's happening in the future?
Oh. Oh, what do you mean? Bazzy, we love you. Don't be silly.
For a guy that goes around stabbing people, he's very sensitive.
I know.
Aren't they all, though?
It's like...
Shall we?
Oh, wait a minute.
Star Trek.
Shalini, future girl, future host, says Elsa's the same actress as the girl from Fringe.
Oh, really?
I've never seen. Yeah, I guess. Yeah. Well, yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I didn't watch Fringe. I couldn't get through it. I couldn't get through the first 2 episodes.
Okay, let's.
All right.
Moving right along. Yes.
Moving right along. Let's get to some Star Trek news, shall we? Star Trek news? I am so proud to be a talkie geek.
We've got our problems with the film, which we'll get into on our dopey little podcast and nitpick it to death.
Star Trek news?
So congratulations to the always dreamy David Mack.
There's Legos?
No.
Star Trek news?
Yes, the story behind the story. The movie that never was made. They got a Klingon!
I know.
Sold.
Klingon. That's right. I'm going to throw in a Buck Mackay rookie guard. That's right. A Buck Mackay for people. It doesn't get any bigger than this.
Star Trek news? All right. It came out. Everybody saw it. Everybody's posting it. And I have to say, it is the greatest Star Trek selfie ever taken. Picture is, of course, taken by LeVar Burton when they were at, where were they? Chicago? Philadelphia? Who knows where they were? Either way.
Chicago.
Michael Dorn's face
Wizard
is
World,
right there on the side.
Wizard World, Chicago.
Wizard World? It was Chicago then, okay. But isn't that awesome?
My favorite part of the picture is not
Shatner.
No.
Oh.
It's the anonymous dude in the back.
Yeah, I don't know who he is.
Just kind of banging in
what's
there.
going on in here? Have you seen the one that Will Wheaton had posted?
No.
He photoshopped himself into two different versions.
Into it.
One of them, he's just kind of on the side. You know, he's a little out of proportion, but he's there. And in the other one, he's walked out everyone. He's just...
That's great. And speaking of Will Wheaton, we do have some bad news.
Oh?
Yeah, his
Please
show
don't tell
on
me his show
Sci-Fi
is
was canceled.
No. I was having fun with that.
I know.
Now where am I going to hear Skeletor answer?
I know, right?
That was my favorite part.
But I only saw it once.
I hated the sci-fi, the blatant sci-fi ads that, they were making him do in the middle of it. It's like, oh, really? Come on, please.
Yeah, well,
it's a shame.
It's another reason. I have to admit, I did not watch the show on purpose because I'm adhering to my promise to myself not to support sci-fi any longer.
You're really fucked if Star Trek comes back and it's on Sci-Fi.
Yeah, the good news is that'll never happen. Why? Who is Sci-Fi owned by?
Yeah, NBC Universal.
I think I'm safe.
But wait a minute, do you watch any NBC shows? Because you can't really, because it's still supporting Sci-Fi.
You want to know what? I don't think I do. I think really the only shows that I watch, of course, are, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., that's ABC, right? Mm-hmm. So that's Disney.
Yeah, that's not an evil empire either.
Not at $90 a share, it's not. And let me think. I watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I'll probably, you know what? CW, I'll watch a couple. I'll watch Agent Carter. Big Bang Theory is on CBS. Mm-hmm. The Sleepy Hollow's not on NBC. Fox. So yeah, pretty much everything I watch is not on NBC. So
you're not going to watch Constantine?
No.
What are you poo-pooing Constantine for?
Because I already heard that it sucked.
From who?
Let me think about this. I'll talk to you about that offline. Offline. I'm not going to say anything publicly about it yet because I need to confirm my facts. And unlike other people, not present company excluded, talked before. I'm like, I want to make sure I'm talking about the right thing before I say something. No, I'm not a big, me. It's probably going to be an ultra-violent, ultra-sex, retelling of a historical whatever. And
Constantine is based on the comic book about John Constantine.
Oh,
you don't even know what I'm talking
where I'm coming from? I thought you were talking about...
No, Hellblazer.
So what is it?
It's based on Hellblazer, the John Constantine.
Oh, I'm thinking of Alexander the Great. Sorry. Aren't they doing
Ladies
one
and
on
gentlemen,
Alexander?
welcome to our
to his world. Yes, welcome to his world.
No, this I was going to say, everything I've heard about this is that it's going to be spot on with the comic, and you're like, it sucks.
Oh, I'm sorry, honey. I really thought that it was another one of those goddamn, let's make a, let's pull out some kind of a...
They made a movie, Constantine, a couple of years ago with Keanu Reeves, which was as far from... Because when you think of British chain-smoking guys that lose their soul, you think of Keanu Reeves.
I know.
I still want to see a movie with him and Kristen Stewart where they're lovers, because that would be the most soulless, vapid...
That was funny. That was funny. So what's next? Let's see. Okay, that's for that. That's for late. Okay, this week, finalists were chosen in the X Prize for the Tricorder competition.
We're getting a Tricorder.
And I can't hear shit.
Oh, dear.
Oh, my God, the ad. The problem is that when your mouse rolls over certain ads now.
Yes.
Oh. So everybody, if you go to that link, be careful. There's a big old Tide ad on to the right that'll blow your ears out. Okay, back in... Just saying. There is 2 of the 10 finalists for the new X Prize, which is sponsored by Qualcomm, is just like where Virgin Galactic is coming through the X Prize finalists, which is putting making a real space vehicle, commercialized space vehicle. They are doing with the X Prize for the Tricorder, which is kind of how much is it? A $10 million prize?
Yeah, they're usually 10.
And so either way, 2 of the the finalists are a group that is backed by NASA and the Bill Gates Foundation, and another is made up of engineering students at Johns Hopkins University. And they have until the middle of next year to develop a workable prototype of a tricorder. And I don't know what the actual basis is, if it's going to be purely medical or if it's supposed to be a tricorder, which is geological, meteorological, and biological. I don't know if it's supposed to do all three or if it's just supposed to be medical. Does anybody know the answer to that? If it's supposed to just be, medical focused? If you do, let me know. That would be
I'm sorry, I wasn't
interesting.
paying attention.
I know. We do have some bad news. This week, Star Trek has lost another one of its own. Actor Stephen Lee passed away last week.
Yeah, I saw that.
At the age of 58.
He was in Lost Boys, wasn't he?
Yeah, I think he was. He was in a lot. Did Hill Street Blues. He did CSI. He was Seinfeld. He played the cabinet maker in Seinfeld.
You do realize that now the theme from Hill Street Blues will be playing in my head all day. Mike Post. One of the great TV films.
I remember that theme song actually, really shaking things up because it was juxtaposed. It was this light, beautiful little music.
Yeah, over the
juxtaposed
cops.
against with all of this, grit. It was good. So our condolences to Mr. Lee's family and friends. He will be missed. And you know what? The Vengeance Factor. I liked it. It was one of my favorite episodes because I felt bad. Riker had to poster. Tips of the line.
Sunsail reminds me of one of those little puppies that runs in and out of the room constantly. She's here. She's gone. She's here. She's gone.
I feel so bad. I feel so bad that her computer just doesn't like our chat room software. I'm not sure what it is.
I think it's because she's got River Song as her.
Oh, it might be. She is a disturber.
She is.
Well, the Ships of the Line calendar for 2015 is now available. So you can purchase it through Star Trek Online or StarTrek.com.
Wow.
And then, pretty stuff, isn't it?
That
some beautiful
is
art.
Cool.
Yeah. So it's selling for about $15 here in the U.S., $17 in Canada. And you can buy it at StarTrek.com in the Star Trek shop. Say that. You can buy it at StarTrek.com at the Star Trek shop. It's very difficult.
What kind of ship is that featured in the first image?
It looks like one of the little scouts that are in stow.
Yeah, I can never remember its name. It reminds me of one of those prehistoric mollusks.
Oh, yeah, I know which one you're talking about. It does, doesn't it?
Yeah. So every time I see it, that's what comes to my mind, but I can never remember what it's called. But yeah. Or
somebody in the chat room will be able to tell us.
Who is no one important?
Isn't that Mr. Steve? I am assuming that's Mr. Steve.
No, because he's quoting.
No, that's Steve.
Is it? Because he's quoting Hill Street Blues.
Yeah, because they were just posting. Because I think Matthew posted the theme song up above. He did.
Yeah, but Steve's British. How would he know Hill Street Blues?
What, are you kidding?
What?
How do we know Doctor Who?
Okay, they don't have.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do.
I was gonna say they don't have BBC America, but I was trying. But we have so many networks that I couldn't come up with they don't have NBC America.
It was funny to hear that because you could hear the grinds, the gears kind of halt real quickly.
Knew where I was going with it too, didn't you?
It was cute. It was very cute.
It was almost like a train wreck.
There's a great announcement which I loved because it was so pretty. It's so pretty just for the artwork of it. But StarTrek.com posted a nice announcement for Seekers 2 by Kevin Ward. Hey, well, let's use it. Let's use it. We'll just run with it with Dayton Ward and Kevin Domore. But it's so pretty. And I finally got it, so I was able to download it on Tuesday last week. It was released on the 26th. You what?
This is what I've been reading.
Has it? I do have to catch up. I'm a bad girl.
Have you not got past the first chapter yet?
I haven't. You know what? I just haven't had time to really. I have to say, this week I was given a day off from work on Friday. Our CEO that he has 2 or 3 floating holidays a year. He gets to choose where to place them, and he placed one this week on Friday. So we have our company had a 4-day weekend, which was very nice. So I thought, what am I going to do? I ended up gaming the entire day. It was awesome. It was
so cool. Caspian all got together. Well, not all, but got together
Friday night,
and even Kestra showed up.
I know. No, it was great. We went to the now that our and we'll talk about that in a few. But
it's so funny.
so that is
people that
reason
haven't
why
been
I
in
have
the
not yet started to pick back up with Seekers, but I'm in a better mood and in a better place to be able to read after chapter 1 of Seekers 1.
So funny for people that hadn't been in the game for a while.
Yes.
She was on TeamSpeak with us. She's like, I'm still patching.
It was true. It was true. There's some very funny, and I thought this was kind of interesting. Talk about two companies doing something together to make money. And if somebody says that it's impossible for two large corporations to let each other loan each other's IP, then you'd be wrong. And point in case is Warner Brothers and CBS. Warner Brothers, who owns all of the characters for Big Bang Theory, and CBS, who of course owns Star Trek, found a way to come together and allow action figures of the Big Bang Theory wearing Star Trek uniforms. I love it.
Nice.
Isn't that great? It's not impossible.
Fucking Bernadette.
It's so great.
With that intro, that lead up that you had given, I was thinking.
You started
two very disparate companies, like McDonald's and Ford, or I don't know.
No, just entertainment companies.
Okay.
You know how, because they hold, they hold on to they don't want somebody else making money off of their stuff, right?
True.
Well, if they're smart and they realize with two big powerhouse IPs like Big Bang Theory and Star Trek, that they both can make shit tons of money off of it.
See,
I mean, these are adorable.
Lionel Trains needs to do some crossover with Sheldon.
No kidding.
What is with Sheldon's ears? They're like huge.
Well, they're Vulcan ears.
I know, but they're like huge.
I know. That's what's so cute. That's what I like about it. I like them because they're kind of dorky. They're not perfect. The costumes are, they're
one size too big.
They're cute. Yeah, they're cute.
Do you think Raj is going to get a girlfriend this season? I'm just wondering.
No.
I don't know.
He's been getting closer. He's at least not throwing up every time he speaks to a girl. I'm just saying. Poor Raj.
I like the relationship he had with Earl that at first they texted each other.
Oh, yeah. The one that
was really cute.
Yeah.
The one where they did the text date at the library?
Yes.
Yeah.
The text date was very cute. The other thing that's come out, and I want to hear Nick's take on this, the new IDW comic, number 39, Hugh Gambit, came out. Has anybody picked one up? This is the one with Cisco and the JJ verse?
I haven't read it yet. We're doing this new universe so we can tell.
That set aside, I agree with you. But has anybody read this one? Has anybody touched on it? Is it fun? If I just wanted to, hey, they have a new crossover with Planet of the Apes. This can't be any worse.
Worse.
Am I right?
It sounds very feasible.
What? Planet of the Apes crossover?
Yeah. It's a planet. Star Trek deals with planets. Why couldn't one of them have apes?
But the planet is supposed to be Earth.
And Star Trek has never had parallel Earth that are just slightly askew.
Yeah.
Why not?
All right. Point taken. Point taken. You're right.
I'm excited. I want to see it. Oh, speaking of
Oh, my God. Look who's in our chat room, Terry.
Oh, wow. Hi, Elijah.
Oh, my word. Good morning, Elio.
Wow.
Speaking of comics, how's Kaboom doing? Have they worked out?
I was just thinking about that this week.
Oh, funny. Yeah. I'm actually due to go down there today to see the guys at Kaboom. And yes, they have resolved their issues. And now it's just a matter of them working to get the back issues for everybody. So
cool.
You are going to come home with a box full of comics.
Yeah, I really am.
When they all come in.
I really am. Yeah. When they all come in, they'll be there. But they have resolved their legal dispute, whatever that was. So Kaboom is back in business, folks, which is great.
Well, since we are talking about comics during this segment.
Well, Star Trek comics we were.
Issue 3 of the Harlan Ellison original screenplay came out.
Yeah. And if you listen to our supplemental log with Nemesis.
Yeah.
Studios,
I gotta tell you.
Yeah? Sucks?
What was put on screen is so superior to what the original story was. At one, Spock says things like, "Barbarians, the people of this time frame are barbarians."
Well,
and he's like snarky.
Well, I wonder.
So
what you're saying is Harlan is using Kirk as a Mary Sue.
Yeah, there was definite editing and polishing and rewriting need. Hold on. I just got served by Harlan Ellison's attorneys. There was definite,
I love when he gets frustrated. Like
it is so frustrating because for decades we've been hearing about how superior, blah 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 blah, and then you're reading it and you're like, really? I'm trying to be fair because he did write it. It's before a lot of things were set, they were still coming up with the characterizations or anything. But reading it now, it reads like banned fanfic.
Interesting.
Oh my!
To me,
well,
and people that are
and that's
drooling over it and saying how magnificent it is, they drank the Kool-Aid.
Well, I granted I haven't read it yet, but I hear in scope it's supposed to be much larger, and
it is, and that's one of the reasons that they had to do some rewriting is because they
only
didn't
had
have
40
a
some
budget.
odd minutes, right?
Well, they also
didn't have
didn't
a budget, and they only had 50 minutes to tell the show.
To do giant statues that were the guardians of forever, cool idea, very cool idea, and they were in this big picture, like ancient Greece type ruins and everything, and that's what it was. So that I like.
Did you find the Easter eggs?
You know what? I have to go back and look because I was so concentrated on the story itself, just trying to, and it just.
Well, according to our wonderful source, Stan, over at Nemesis Studios, there's 3. He said J.K. Woodward had announced that there's 3, correct? Easter eggs in
the latest issue.
The latest issue of Harlan Ellison's City on the Edge of Forever. And go check it out, IDW Comics, and
definitely check out the supplemental log as well.
And sorry I'm laughing, but there's dueling Animaniacs in the chat room right now, which is pretty funny. And thank you, Mikey. There. I think it's time to talk a little bit about Star Trek Online.
I want to play Star Trek Online.
Engineering here. Warp engines are online.
Course laid in, Captain.
Engage.
Your ship.
I haven't been playing, so go ahead.
All right. Well, I'm getting things ready. As this week, the announcement trailer for Delta Rising came out, which is very fun, beautiful, love it, very very cool. This week, the Constellation was released as one of the new ships you can buy. I think it's a C-Store thing, right?
Yeah,
it's a C-Store one. It is a Tier 3 ship, meaning that you can fly it at commander level. However, you can use the skin on a Tier 5. Is that correct?
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
And I'm just going to say this. I've said this ever since we first saw that ship way back when in TNG. I despise that ship.
You're not the only one, but I actually know someone who that is their favorite ship. And the way that the Sovereign makes me all giddy makes him all giddy with the Constellation. I swear.
To each their own.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the beauty of it. But it is, it's not one of my favorite ships either, just because for me it's so clunky looking.
Yeah.
But it is Picard's, it is Picard's ship. And so a lot of people do like it because it's where kind of Picard came from, kind of a thing. What else came out in the game this week? Well, what didn't come out? There's a lot of people who were very upset that we didn't get another Tribble patch note released this week, which is kind of not surprising. They're keeping a lot of things close to the vest, which is one of the reasons why my friend Elliot over at massively.com decided to pop off about the lack of communication from Star Trek Online and from Cryptic. If you guys have not yet read the column, it is definitely an opinion piece. Elliot has never been known to keep his opinions kind of close to the vest. He like me, sometimes pops off. And he has... Huh? Me?
You?
think?
Please.
I do have a comment.
Tell her right, please.
Go ahead.
Along the same lines. Let's see. The Captain Smirk, Trevor, when they released the trailer, they had announced that every 10,000 views or whatever, he would release a new screenshot. Well, every screenshot that he's released so far has been from the trailer. Yeah. I find that rather disappointing. I'm just saying. I mean,
but the screenshot that is in there that Elliot kind of snipped out too is the zip line thing. I'm kind of interested in that.
Oh,
yeah. Did anybody catch that in the trailer?
No, I didn't.
That they go back and look at it again, and Elliot did a definite, very quick snip of it from the trailer. And there's some kind of a zipline tech now that I don't know if we'll see in game as a player, but I would assume we would, because they always have some kind of a new tech kind of thing where we had First, there was the magnetic boot walk on Deep Space Nine, and then there was the free-floating spacewalk in, what was it? What's their stupid name?
Desalinate.
Yeah, Desalinate. That's right, the Salinate fires. And then now it looks like we're getting some kind of a zip line thing, which would be really fun.
We got surfing in the latest
oh, that's right.
holiday on Ryza. So, I mean, yeah, they're
come out.
Well,
and just in case everybody, I already corrected Elliot. Elliot was very worried that Harry Kim was only going to be. He saw the video from Las Vegas about Harry Kim getting promoted to lieutenant junior grade, and he didn't see that Harry Kim was actually getting the promotion to captain. So he has been corrected. He has been corrected.
I'm too tired for this. Well, a couple of things. As you know, I've been leveling my alts back up.
Right. The dilithium exchange is going apeshit right now. It's up to 90, down to 70, up to 200, down to 70. So it's really fluctuating hard. Just for a lot of people are saving up their dilithium for the expansion because they're going to need it.
Well, one of the things that's been fun is as I'm leveling up, playing a lot of the missions. Like some of them go so far back that they never even did the Wasteland stuff on Nimbus. So I'm going back and doing those.
Oh, fun.
But Trehu is through all the episodes now. And, there was something a lot of us probably missed in the excitement of doing the final of the Dyson Sphere arc was after you have that huge fight with with everybody, and then you go to the meeting area, and the leaders are all there, and then sexy demon lady comes out and says, don't attract our attention again.
Armistice.
Yeah. When Tuvok says his goodbye, he says, I'm going back to the Delta Quadrant, to the sphere that's there. I'm sure I'll see you again.
Yeah.
I think that I think a lot of people just thought of that as a throwaway line. Yeah.
Christine never does anything that is throwaway. You know that.
But yeah, now knowing about Delta Rising, it's a whole new meaning.
Yeah.
And so last night we were on, and Caspian has made Tier 5 shipyard. Yay! We're so close to that starbase being done.
And shockingly enough, I played on my Klingon, and I got Maury up to Brigadier General.
Your Klingon's name is Maury?
Morgan, but I call her Maury.
Maury the Klingon?
Maury the Orion.
So I've been debating for a while, as Terry and Admiral Tade know, that I've stated here many times that the Sovereign to me is like the sexiest ship ever, and I wanted to get the Fleet Sovereign and put Satan back into the Sovereign where I believe he belongs. But ever since the Odyssey first came out, he's been flying in the Odyssey,
right?
And I've gotten very, very used to that Gettysburg E.
Yeah.
Flying in that Odyssey.
Yeah.
I pulled the trigger last night and I bought the Fleet Sovereign.
Oh, very good. Very, very cool.
Oh my God.
Pretty, isn't she?
It felt so good to be back in it. But it was nice. Tade and Roland and a couple of the guys escorted the Odyssey to Earth Space Dock firing fireworks for its last flight.
I'm sure it's not being mothballed permanently.
No, it's being held in reserve. But then we went into Crystalline. Oh my! I have a 66,000 hull on this thing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, Beth got a new ship yesterday too. She had been flying the Galaxy X ever since it came out. The new version came out, and it's been great, but it hasn't been her forte, right? She's an escort gal. She always will be. So I finally decided to do the same. Last night I got her the Fleet Advanced Escort and got her into that. Named it. What did you name your ship? Is it the Gettysburg again?
It's the Gettysburg F.
Okay. And Beth is now in the... What did I name it?
Yes.
The Joshua Tree.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so...
Where the streets have no name.
Where the streets have no name.
Yeah, Satan, all of his ships have been named the Gettysburg.
Yeah. I have, well, you know me, I have a book of names from Heritage, and I have a whole set of names from national parks of Earth. So it's not just U.S. national parks, but global national parks. So that's always easy for me to just pull out the book and go, okay, which one? Oh, I'm still in J. It's Joshua Tree.
Well, it's sad because I'm already thinking of names because Vicky has been in the Defiant retrofit forever, and I really don't. I've gotten used to Trehu in the Valdor, and I've got a pretty good handle on that, and that's a totally different style of flying from a heavy cruiser. And so Vicky, I'm thinking of putting into the Odyssey Tactical. And I've literally been thinking, what am I going to name it? Because right now she's in the John Reynolds, named after the Civil War general who died in the first day of the Battle of Gettysburg. But she used to fly the USS Sith.
Right.
Well before the Thor movies came out.
Right, I remember.
So I'm trying to think of what I want to name it. So I don't know. What do you think of the Albert Speer? No, I kid. Did they ever say Admiral Forrest's first name?
Yeah, they did.
I'll have to look. But I am thinking of naming it the USS Chintaka.
Oh.
After the battles on Deep Space Nine.
I like it.
Yeah.
And so P.F. Dennis says his Avenger is the USS Camelot. You guys are talking, Mike and Marv are talking about KDF ships.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for Tier 5 on the KDF side.
Now, Mike,
it'll work. It'll happen. I'm now that I'm back on to Maury again, we're going to concentrate on getting the KDF side up and running.
Now, Mike, I was thinking of you as I was playing Trehu through the Solnay, the Dyson Sphere stuff. And we've discussed it on the show. The captain of the Bortosk, they did it again with her voice. Evidently Klingons have to speak like they're drunk, like they're angry drunk. But the leader of the Klingons doesn't, and I found that really refreshing.
Not every Klingon is gruff, brutish type person.
But I that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
They have a normal voice.
But she's such a bitch during the battle where the Undine attack Earth space dock and everything, and then you go to help at Kronos, and she's like, "Oh, so you're coming to help? Oh, bitch, then we'll leave. How's that? Turn the fleet around."
Well, that's just the way she is. She thanks you.
I liked her in the sphere when you discover the sphere and you're in there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I really like Sean, but Sean does have an attitude.
Yeah, he does. Well, that's why they're such great counterparts for each other, right? They're both kind of like the same people, and you both want to smack them upside the head. Sean is full of himself.
There's a couple of times where I'm like, Sean, you're a dick.
He is a dick. He's a total dick. I love him, though.
I do, too. Can't help but love. Well, it's the same thing with her.
But I love her too, yeah, for the same reason. It's like, God, you're such a bitch. But
I had
love
forgotten, and I'm not just saying this because she's Romulan, but was it Jirok?
Yeah.
She's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
I really like her.
I do too.
I hope we see more of her.
Again, these are three people who hold a lot of power. They're the captains of their respective flagships, and they are chosen to take that role because of that take no prisoners, that take no bullshit mentality, right? I like that.
I like Sean. Sorry I was delayed. There's so much I had forgotten. I started laughing. The Enterprise warps in. He's like, sorry I was delayed. I'm like, you're a dick.
Now, we had a question in the chat room, and that is, have you started the crafting lines yet, Nick?
Yeah, but I don't know what I'm doing, so I'm just like, fuck it.
Okay. The Beth is the one I'm concentrating on doing all of the crafting. As a matter of fact, if I'm getting R&D packs, I think I'm saving them on other characters. I'm going to forward them on to her. But she's up to level 8 in 2 schools, beams and cannons, and she's on level 4 and level 6, respectively, on 2 others, which is shields and ground weapons.
I'm trying to remember
everything, but I have 4 things going on right now. All but one are at level 11.
Wow.
Nice. He started before I did, though. I know it's time consuming, but they're really easy.
15 minutes a day is all I spend.
Right, yeah.
And
you just jump in, you start the next daily, and that's it.
And I have so much crafting material because I had a ton of. I have 15 characters. Every character had a stack of 250 at least of each type of material.
Wow.
When I converted it, I not only filled my inventory, but I had overflow.
Wow.
And I have 3 empty slots, and that's because I gave away a bunch. Everything that was in my overflow, and then, and these are stacks of 999, and I still have stacks and stacks and stacks of 999 that, it's going to take me forever to do anything.
Is that because of all the particles you had collected before?
Yeah, I had stacks of 250, 250, on every character.
Wow.
Yeah, that's amazing. Now you get more R&D packs now. You get more when you do like PvEQ stuff.
Yeah.
So if you do an elite version, you get an elite package of R&D materials. And if you do a normal or a non-elite version of a PvEQ, you get a common package. But I noticed that, it's time consuming, but at the same time, it's really kind of cool that you're able to make and craft some things that there's already some stuff in the exchange, which I noticed yesterday. We were discussing I wanted to get some consoles for the new ship that I had Beth on. Beth has never had the need to really go with like super weapons, and I'm not a gear grinder. And yesterday I decided to go to the fleet store and actually buy some stuff for the ship. So I got her some fleet level engines, shields, deflectors. I had almost 2 million fleet credits and 700,000 dilithium. And by the time I put everything new into her ship, I have 650,000 dilithium, and I still have 1.7 something fleet credits.
It does take from the dilithium when you buy there.
It does, but it's at 8,000 again. But I had 700,000 dilithium, so at 8,000 per, to me it was nothing. So I was like, oh wow, look, it's not that expensive.
Yeah,
it's all relative. And
I know
it really is all relative. But
when you're burning through energy credits,
yeah. But now I'm beginning to
100...
wonder whether or not I should have waited for Delta Rising to come out.
Yeah.
But the fact of the matter is now she's got some Mark 12 engines and shields and some consoles that she needed. I had Mark 10 common consoles in my hip.
Jesus.
I'm serious. So I bought some consoles. But one of the things that's in the exchange right now are crafted consoles. So somebody's putting some cool stuff out there. Now they're charging way too much for it. I don't know where people get their EC. Where do you people get your EC? That's what I want to know.
Selling shit.
Selling what?
Well,
stuff when I sold the Zen store.
Yeah, when I sold my Ferengi ship, I got massive cash for that.
And right now, last time I checked, almost every ship was going for about 100 million EC. Last time I checked, that was about a month and a half ago.
And these are like the top prize ships, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. The last one I got, I'm flying, which is the Tal Shiar Adapted Destroyer.
Now,
I do have a question. Sucker right off the bat.
This may be a forum what the fuck type question, but I'm just going to throw it out there because at 4 o'clock this morning, my sleep-deprived brain came up with this.
Uh-huh.
So when you do a reputation, and you collect your reward, and you get your little box, and you open it up to see what you got. Mm-hmm. It'll say price 25,000, 50,000, whatever. But they're bound to the character, so you really
can only vendor them.
Yeah.
So they're really only worth half of what they say.
Yeah. Let us sell those, please.
No.
Oh yeah.
Because then people wouldn't do the reputation. That's what the whole goal is.
Yes, they would because because you need to do the reputation to get things like the secondary shielding and stuff.
Oh, I see what you're saying. The traits.
Yeah, the traits. You got it. You can't. But let us sell the stuff. You know how many compression, anti-Borg, anti-proton pistols I've just sold back at fucking
me too. I did a big dump of the Undine stuff, the bio, whatever it is.
Yeah.
I sold probably 30 of those yesterday. But because it was just taking so much room in my inventory and I needed space. And not the least of which is I went to the fleet store and bought new stuff there.
Speaking of inventory.
Yes.
My characters have all been buying additional slots because I still had like the minimum on some of them because it's been so long since I played.
Right.
When I started playing Winfield again, I still had Mark 6 shit in my inventory.
Oh my.
Well,
he was carrying a Mark 6 rifle.
Well, some of the things that are coming out about, sorry, the dog was barking. No, it threw me off. Some of the things that are coming out about Delta Rising, I know that we're going to be hopefully getting a nice interview arranged before the release comes out, and we'll be able to talk to
Sleep Well,
Redacted.
speak with Redacted, and then redact that, and then not release anything until we can, because they are keeping things close to the vest. This is different. It's not a patch, it's an expansion, and they don't want a lot of information coming out because they do want it to be a surprise. And I know that there's a lot of people going, put it to Tribble, put it to Tribble, put it to Tribble, but they're only going to put what they want people to see out on Tribble. And right now, you don't necessarily want people to they don't want people playing the game before it comes out, and that's why they had to put the limits on for Tribble to the subscribers. And I don't know, is there anything? I know that there's some concerns about the T5. Let me see if I get this right. The upgrades to ships, the T5U as opposed to T6, meaning that the T6 ships will be just a smidge better than the Tier 5U, which I understand is how you're going to be able to upgrade your fleet ships or your Tier 5 ships, and you have to spend Zen to do it. You have to spend Zen to upgrade your Tier 5 ship to T5U. Is that correct? Is that how I'm understanding it?
I don't know. As you know, I don't read the dev notes. I rely on you two to explain to me what's going on.
I don't recall exactly. I know Zen is involved. I don't know if...
I don't like that.
Zen will be definitely involved, and but you won't be able to upgrade your Tier 5 ships to Tier 6. You will only be able to upgrade them to Tier 5U.
And the Tier 5U gives a few of the options that Tier 6 has.
What's U?
It's like Tier 5 upgraded.
Oh, okay.
But the stats will be a smidge lower than Tier 6, which will also be available for sale when the patch or when the expansion goes live. So
from what I understood, there's going to be a new way to level your ship, essentially, your Tier 5U or your Tier 6 ships. The Tier 5U only gets 4 of the levels, whereas the 6 gets 5. Leveled up 5 levels or 5 ranks or whatever it is.
Yeah, Matthew Anderson just posted in the chat room, T5U, watch the forums burn down over the topic. It says fleet ships came out and nobody bats an eye, but Tier 6 happens and everyone loses their minds. It's kind of true. I don't know what the real beef is. This is which makes them mostly Tier 6, with the exception of the new BOF slot and pretty new Tier 6 powers. Okay, well, you know what? That's what happens when you have higher level stuff. This isn't uncommon in MMOs. Am I correct? You go to an MMO, they release another, 5 or 10 levels, and everything after that, your gear, your weapons, everything else, now you need the bright, new, and shiny. And people complain about it, but that's exactly what an MMO is. So I guess my question to everybody else is why is there such an issue about this? You spend money to get the shiny.
Yeah, but I think that the complaint is the game has been, for lack of a better term, has been stagnant for so long in terms of the tier level on the ship.
That they haven't had experience with. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they thought that this was going to be the ship that ends them all, that they'll have for the rest of the game.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden, and they built their, quote unquote, a small fleet probably over the last 2-3 years. And all of a sudden now everything that they have is ready for the garbage heap, so to speak.
And exactly, Hippie John puts in the chat room, which I think is a very valid statement, is no other games even offer upgrades in any way to their gear before. I mean, you and I both know, we both play other MMOs, when there is another set of levels, which just happened in Lord of the Rings Online. They just had an expansion. They just had a 5 level. They added 5 levels, and it was only 5 levels. But by the time you get to level 100, now everything that you have, your weapons, your gear, your armor, everything, now it's not like you can go back to your level 95 armor and pay a small stipend just to upgrade it to level 100. No, you have to go out and grind to get your level 100 gear.
Well, I do want
So
to
the
thank.
fact is, go ahead.
Go ahead.
And I was going to say that he says that Stowe actually gets kudos for offering people the opportunity to upgrade their Tier 5 stuff.
Hey, Lanny. Hey, beautiful.
I think for me, I don't necessarily mind Tier 6 or Tier 5 upgraded at all. I just want to be able to fly the ship that I like and how it looks. To me, it's like you and me, right? We just spent money on a module. For me, it was a module, big deal, to get my Tier 5, my fleet advanced escort. If I have the opportunity, if I need to buy another module to upgrade it to Tier 5U so I can keep the same ship, yeah, I'm there.
Yeah.
Of course so. And
okay, you know what's going to have to happen here, Terry?
What?
You're going to have to explain it to me, like, when it comes out. We'll have to be on TeamSpeak, because I don't understand any of this, because I'm not that smart.
Oh, you mean this? Oh, you're smart.
No, I really don't.
No, you really, but you're like me. It does, in the big scheme of things.
I just want the ship I like, and I want it to not die, get one-shotted.
See, and I didn't either. And I was, like I just told you, I was in the Galaxy X. And I had Tier 10 or Mark 10 consoles with Mark 11 weapons, and I survived just fine.
Yeah. Now, I do want to thank.
A little longer to kill things.
I want to thank Admiral Tade. He's one of the guys. For a couple of weeks now, when we've been talking on TeamSpeak, he's heard
Admiral
my
Tade's
he's heard my my hand wringing over getting rid of the Odyssey or not, and seeing me standing there as I'm looking at what I already have and what the difference is with the fleet sovereign, and but I'm going to lose this, but I'm going to gain this, and but I don't want to lose this, and then I've got this, God, that's it, blah, blah. But then last night, so he was, he was funny because he understood exactly what I was going through.
Well, I have to say, I was really kind of, I had fun this week. I had fun getting back into the Klingon side of things. I'm now only 10 levels away, or actually 9 levels away from getting Morrigan to level cap before the next raise comes up, which I think will be fun. It'll make me feel better about taking on the additional 10 levels when they come in through Delta Rising to play the Klingon side more often then, because part of the reason why I didn't want to was because the thought was, I have to put a lot of effort into getting her up to level. But leveling occurs so fast. I keep forgetting that. You level so fast in Star Trek Online that it's not that difficult of a thing.
It was fun seeing the difference as Trehu in some of the dialogue from when a Federation player goes through some of the things, like the Dyson sphere. That was kind of fun.
Yeah, it's been really fun. So I'm looking forward to. I know that there's been most of the commotion in the forums has been, of course, about this Tier 5 upgrade with the ships, but everything else is looking like it's going to be really kind of cool. Wish we still have 2 months, all of September and probably all of October. It'll probably come out right before Halloween. So, I mean, let me think about this. I'm now, mind you, I'm just pulling these out of my ass. They said it would be out by the end of October, and mark my words, it's probably going to come out on October 30th, which is a Thursday. So it'll come out right before the end of the month. So we have 2 whole months to speculate what else Delta Rising has in store for us and what other things people will throw a conniption fit about. But the fact of the matter is we're looking at 10 levels of increase, which means everything that you have in the game right now won't be up to the same number stats as what you're going to see coming out after this. But that's exactly what MMOs do.
Mark 14. That's what they said, right? Yeah.
Right.
Now, I'm sorry, the way my mind's going. When you talked about the selfie earlier, you mentioned about Shatner's face. You saw that STLV has announced their first guest.
Shall we just start right off the bat with a Las Vegas update?
Are we still talking Vegas, right?
We are.
Talking about Vegas.
Yes. You're coming to Vegas, right?
Star Trek Las Vegas may take place every August, but on this show.
This is where we hang out the rest of the year.
Exactly.
The crew has been fatigued now from so many months in space, and they need to take a break. The landing party has been down to check out the terrain while the crew gets ready to play. They say there's only plant life living on this lovely rock, but a rodent appears wearing a vest.
STLV has announced their first guest. for next year.
Well, William Shatner.
Yeah.
Big surprise, right?
I know, right?
But it is nice to see that he has been announced. Are we talking about the convention again? Are we now talking about the con?
I was trying to segue.
There we go.
I do have an email from MidniteShadow regarding DST3. So.
Oh, great. Why don't we start off with that then? It'll be nice. That's coming up, and it's more
Destination
apropos.
Star Trek. Yes. Let's see. The news that he wanted to share with us last week, but never had the opportunity because he was called away. Sorry, Steve.
Sorry, Steve.
But, let's see. First, ticket packages have been upgraded. Commander Gold and Lieutenant Silver tickets now have the screening of The Wrath of Khan, followed by a Q&A session with the film's director, Nicholas Meyer, on Friday.
Very cool.
Friday morning.
Motherfuckers.
I know.
I know.
That's
I
cool.
saw that. I was like, oh, man, that would have been awesome.
My ass is bleeding.
Steve, you better be there with a recorder in your pocket. I want to hear that. That's awesome.
For those new to our show, to me, that is a bucket list holy grail interview if we could ever get him on our show.
Second point, Jerry Ryan has been added to the guest list.
Nice.
As well as guest talks, photo shoots. Jerry Ryan will be joining the Admiral, which is the VIP, and Captain, the Platinum package.
Ooh.
There will be a meet and greet scheduled throughout the week. Third item, get a 3D model of yourself in a Star Trek costume. My 3D twin will be attending DST3, where you can get a 3D lifelike figurine of yourself wearing Star Trek costume printed using 3D scanner and full color 3D printer. Price looks like 120 pounds for a 6-inch figure. And the big news, the one that just had me just going, it's hot in here.
Oh.
James Swallow is attending.
I know. I saw that. I actually retweeted the tweet. I was so excited to see that James Swallow is going to be he'll be at a panel, correct?
James will be part of Publication Alley at DS3.
That's what it is. Great.
You'll be able to purchase his books from Simon and Schuster stand. So
Thank you, Simon and Schuster, for showing up and doing something at a convention.
And he will also be taking part in an author panel where he will talk about his current and future projects, and there will be a Q&A. The Star Trek Novelist Q&A takes place Saturday, 14:45, so that's 2:45 to 3:30 on the Excelsior stage. It's free to enter, and he is part of Publication Alley, so he should be doing book signings, although it has not been confirmed that he will be doing that, but it's to be assumed. There has not been any word yet on Una McCormick or Diane.
Una McCormick, okay.
Diane Duane yet, so.
Cool. Well, I'm very happy to hear that James is going to be there. At least there will be some Star Trek lit representation at Destination Star Trek London, so that's fantastic.
If we have any of our fans that are at Dragon Con this weekend, please let us know, and if you can give us some kind of feedback for the website. Now, I do have 2 convention things for you, Terry.
Great.
Of course, next weekend at this time, the lovely Janice and myself will be at Baltimore Comic Con.
Woohoo!
Announced this week.
Yes.
Peter Chewbacca Mayhew is going to be the media guest of honor.
Nice.
So, Janice, you'll get to meet Chewbacca.
Insert Chewbacca roar, which I can't do.
Yeah, I can't
There you
do
go.
it.
And also Boom Studios. Now, Terry, I'm wondering if they affiliated in any way with Kaboom? Because
no, not that I'm aware of.
Because award-winning comic book publisher Boom Studios announced their panels and exclusives for Baltimore Comic Con. They will have variant covers available, including The Big Trouble in Little China #1, illustrated by Frank Cho, George Perez's Sirens #1, RoboCop #1, Steven Universe. They also will have the following panels: Peanuts and Beyond, The Other Side of Charles M. Schultz.
Interesting.
Yeah. We Are Boom. What Does an Editor Do?
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So those things were all announced. So next week, and next year, Baltimore Comic Con is September 25th through the 27th. So we'll have to mark that down.
Okay.
Because that's a week earlier.
Yeah. Interesting. Well, I think that, again, who knows how people select their dates anymore. I get all confused.
And in talking with Stan, I did some research for the Great Allentown Comic Con, November 15th and 16th, the 5th anniversary show. Here's what they've announced. Star Trek guests to be announced. So they're going to have Star Trek guests. Michael Bihn's going to be there.
Huh.
If you don't recognize Terry, you'd know who he is. He was in Terminator. He was the guy that went back in time to save Sarah Connor, and he was in Aliens. He was Hudson. No, Hicks. He was Hicks.
That's right.
Jennifer Blank is going to be there. She looked familiar, but I couldn't place her. But she was Kendra on Dark Angel, and she's also been on Party of Five, Touched by an Angel, Veronica Mars, CSI, and Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Okay, very cool.
Tommy Castillo, Michael Champion, not to be confused, of course, with John Champion. Sony Aurelian, who's a cosplayer. Power Rangers guest to be announced, and a couple others, Mark McKenna. So I'm gonna, Mike, we'll have to get and see if I can get press passes for that. It's November 15th and 16th.
Very cool.
And it's
now,
shoot me a reminder in a few minutes.
Yeah.
Speaking of Mr. Champion, did you see his
oh
post
my
on Facebook?
God, yes.
Wasn't that the trippiest thing ever? I had no idea that was him.
No.
I thought you haven't, Mike. You have to check it out. John Champion posted on Facebook that he found it very surreal. I guess when somebody handed him a copy of a memo from 1987, which was a casting shortlist for Star Trek: The Next Generation, and he was on the list as one of the actors who was up for the part of Wesley.
Yeah, our John Champion. The Empress is John Champion.
And I guess he didn't even know he made the short list until he saw the memo.
Can you imagine what an out-of-body experience it is to get that memo and look at it and see that you were on that short list?
Even Mike is kind of like, what?
Did we lose him?
No, I found the memo.
Oh, okay. Mike was digging through the filing cabinet.
God damn, that was funny.
There it is.
Dang, that's great. Yeah, there it is.
Crazy. It's the only way to be sure. Yeah, there's Michael Bean.
Okay. Oh, yeah, I remember.
Yeah, you know who he is.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, but that's kind of trippy. Isn't that about John?
Wow, that is interesting, though. Very cool. And would have changed a lot of things, I think, having a different character.
Nah, Wesley still would have been written badly.
Well, that's not to say that may or may not be true, but I'm just saying his take on it would have probably changed the character quite a bit, especially in later seasons.
But we wouldn't have Will Wheaton.
Also true. One other thing about from DST from Star Trek Destination.
Yes.
Our friend Steve, he wrote up an article for us for the fan dance.
Yes, he did.
So we've got that posted on our site. Link is in the chat room. It'll be on our show notes.
So we've got that going for us.
We have,
which is nice.
So it's about the world record attempt and
fuck you, and not you, Mike,
and all of the hoopla or whatever the problems that
surrounded
that they've had with because of Guinness and what they accept or won't accept, and it seems like Stowe is part of the problem. I guess I don't know.
Stowe is part of the problem, really?
That's what it seemed like. It was Stowe, and then people dressing up as like DS9. Those people.
See, that's the thing is that
character.
Here's the thing. What was the general intent? Was it the most people in uniform? Then they might have a question about Stowe uniforms. Was it people dressing up as in Star Trek cosplay? Then I say open the damn doors and let people go as fucking DS9 or a wormhole.
Shuttle.
Who the fuck cares?
Because remember that dude that was dressed as a shuttlecraft with Geordi and Data in the front?
That was cool. But apparently the world record is for largest gathering of people dressed as Star Trek characters.
They love her.
So apparently
then let the Brits get all anal about it. We'll have more fun with not having to do it. I'm just saying, I would rather be around a couple thousand people who were dressed as spatial anomalies than I am about whether or not they're,
Oh my God, those ladies that did the
awfully
the
anal
station
about
in the wormhole, that was awesome.
Or remember the crystalline entities?
Yes,
that's right. Yeah.
And that's a character. I'm sorry, a crystalline entity had
it spoke to lore.
It spoke. Just saying.
Well, it also spoke to that woman. Remember?
Yes, it did, and she killed it, fucking bitch.
Because she was.
So I'm kind of on it on the whole topic because come on, it's Star Trek. People are supposed to be having fun, and people shouldn't be like nitpicking over someone's.
Well, I was very pleased that Creation decided not to bother with it because all it did was stifle creativity. And this Frontier was hilarious because they were just like, well, fuck Guinness. Let's do a cosplay weekend and really play up on the cosplay, which was great.
Yeah.
It was great. And it's exactly what needed to happen. And
I'm sorry, one of my favorite
false competition, stupid.
One of my favorite cosplays of the weekend was one that some people had heartburn with, was the natives from Into Darkness. Those people were awesome.
Yeah.
Yep.
It was awesome. It was very fun.
Marv said the Rio Grande had more airtime than Wesley Crusher. That may be
I
true.
think he's right.
The Yangtze did.
The Yangtze
Any
did.
runabout from Deep Space Nine did.
Yep.
Oh, too funny. So the
I came up with a group cosplay for next year. It just came into my head. Now, I know this would be met with some resistance, but come on, people. Alamarine, 4th shop.
We got to. We really do.
Just walking around yelling Alamarine.
I would do that because I could be one of the aliens playing the game.
Right.
I could do that.
With our little sticks, our little chopsticks that we clap together.
Dude, we got to do it.
We'd have to get the tattoos on our foreheads.
We could paint those on.
That's what I'm saying.
Alamarine.
It's an easy costume. You just paint a little tattoo on your forehead.
Oh, dude, we have to.
I'm thinking for 2016 when Janice and I do the big thing, maybe we dress like Move Along Home.
Oh, we have to do it. Oh, look at everybody's in. I'm in. I love it. Oh,
yes.
yeah. No, I'm all over that. I'd do that in a heartbeat.
I think the simpler the idea, the more likely.
The reason why is because, and not the least, I don't have to worry about what size I am at the time. There's
that's why I think that the characters from Return of the Archons, having some of us as lawgivers and everybody else steampunked, would be awesome. And then just randomly yelling Red Hour and everybody running around like maniacs.
Oh my God, too funny. That's great. 20 people, 1 orange sheet. 10 hours of fun. True. Well, I think that now we also want to talk real quick about Farragut Fest, which is still set for December.
Yes. Hello, Eve.
Hello, Eve. Hello, Dan. And sorry, Dan. My husband's alma mater apparently jinxed yours. I guess he's a Florida Gators fan. Dan Collis is a Florida Gators fan, and Alan is an Idaho alum. And last night's game ended up having to be nullified for Lightning. They got 1 playoff.
Oh, wow.
And before they had to call the Lightning
safety above all.
They ended up having to nullify the game, and it just so happens that both teams have the same bye week. So they're going to replay the game during their bye week. So both teams lose their bye. Bummer. Just to see Idaho probably get it out. I love Idaho.
That's okay, because I'm sure that they all were hoping to study on that weekend.
Oh, yeah, right. Well, so Farragut Fest is coming up in December. What else have we got going on the convention front, Michael?
Well, we've got February Farpoint.
Actually, I think we've covered,
everything that's coming up.
Everything, pretty much. I mean,
good.
I've updated our site to include the upcoming conventions that we will be covering. Baltimore and Destination Star Trek being the current ones that are still upcoming. I haven't added STLV or any of the others, but
Terry, guess who's going to be at Farpoint? Who? Colin Ferguson.
I love him.
I didn't realize he was the Maytag man.
Yeah, he's the new Maytag man.
Yeah.
For
those that don't know who he is, he's Jack Carter from Eureka, so he's going to be at Farpoint. Tim Russ will be there.
Nice.
And Timothy Zahn, author of the Thrawn trilogy.
Now, Mike, you were just saying about...
Sorry, Mike,
You interrupted him, damn it.
I know.
Oh, I got it out as Nick was
easy.
Talking, so.
Well, the Star Trek Las Vegas, of course, is being held at the Rio Suites Hotel again, and will be in 2016 as well. There is some question. There's some questions out there as to whether or not the rumor that Creation will be adding an additional day in 2016 is true. There is printed material out there which does reflect that it will be held between August 3rd and August 7th. So 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 5 whole days.
So we'll have to wait till July to find out what is scheduled for those 5 days.
Probably. But that's for 2016. It'll still be 4 days long in 2015.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so 2016 has been extended to 5 days for the 50th anniversary. And but the 2015 convention will be held August 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th at the Rio Suites Hotel. Gold tickets are currently for sale. You can buy your gold tickets now. Once those sell out, they open up, as always, the captain's chair, and after that, preferred. And after that, typically general admission. And now the new cadets ticket. I hope they do that again next year, because I think it was a pretty good success. It gave people the opportunity to get into the convention, come into the vendor's room area without having to burden themselves with the panels that they didn't, they wanted to see their friends and come to the vendor's room. So that's great. So that'll be next year. It's also the same weekend as Shoreleave, and we will not be attending Shoreleave.
That makes me sad.
I know. It makes me sad too, because I really want to participate just once to meet all the authors and to see everyone. But, the fact of the matter is we get 20,000+ foot traffic at STLV. And not the least of which is, again, I'm very worried that if we don't attend 2015, that we'll be locked out of 2016. So I want to make sure that we show support to get into for 2016. Let's see what else we got going on. Don't forget, everybody, head over to adastrafanfic.net or .com. I think they are now. Are they a .com now? Jespa? I'm so bad. I should just look. Yeah, they're .com. adastrafanfic.com. If you want quality Star Trek fan fiction, it's still my number one go-to place. I like it the best of anything I've ever seen, with the exception of maybe the Delta or the Delphic Expanse or Enterprise fanfic. There's some good stuff over there too. And Jespa still posts her stuff at our forum, so if you want to read wonderful stuff by Jespa.
Shalini, you would love those two places if you haven't been there.
Yeah.
Ad Astra is hold on. I don't know anymore.
It's okay. It's here. I'll put it in the chat room.
Mike, you sounded like me there. You had it and then you lost it.
AdAstra.com takes me to a rocketry thing.
Oh, it does. Oh, sorry. It's .net.
Takes
it's
you to
.com.
what?
A rocketry? Ad Astra fanfic.
Maybe I'm not spelling it correctly.
It's adastrafanfic.com.
Oh, I forgot the end. Oh.
There you go. So, yeah, it's .com. And,
speaking of which, Kristen Heffron, I need to get in touch with her.
Yes, you do. And again, it's a great source for wonderful quality Star Trek fan fiction. Some great stories. You can go. I love the fact that you can search for your favorite show. You can look for whether or not it's extended or expanded universe. You can look for alternate universe. You can look for original characters that are completely unaffiliated with any other series. It's just really, really, really cool. And I love the peeps over there. They're very sweet. And I never get a chance to see them anymore, but I did want you to know that I was in and reading this week, which is why I brought it up. And let's see.
I want to take a moment and thank Jespa, since we're talking about Jespa for kind of, sort of. I'd like to
you're going to thank her, huh?
Yes, thank her for all of the work that she's been doing, helping us with social media.
Amazing.
She's been live tweeting the show all morning.
Oh my God.
Are you serious?
Amazing.
I am serious.
I love it.
We're all over Twitter, we're all over Facebook, and it's all because of that lovely young lady. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Jespa. You are above and beyond, and I need to send you flowers.
Now, Jespa, when you're done with your school, are you Sunset? God damn it, she knows that one's like a laser pointer for me. With the cat.
Oh, the cat?
Yes. God damn it.
I love the fact that he's so ADD when it comes to the chat room.
Jespa, you're not leaving us after you get your degree, are you? You're going to keep doing this?
If you can put us into a place where we can all make money, then
because I'll send you some babka.
Oh, poor little corgi. Fall in the water. Well, I think... I know. Poor thing. Now, I think that's pretty much it. The books. Don't forget, Star Trek Seekers 1 and 2 are currently available. We have, you can download them or you can just buy them like Dead Tree versions at the actual store. You can do that. There's still bookstores out there, people. Go and support them. And
what is
especially
this
go
bookstore
support.
You speak of?
I know. And you can actually support Star Trek Lit by going to one of these bookstores and purchasing actual Star Trek books. It's amazing how that happens.
Speaking of books, there's been you know how these things get passed around social media, like you've been tagged to name this or that. But one of the things that's been fun, that's been going around is people tagging other people saying 10 books that have stayed with you. Not necessarily, and that's been kind of a fun thing to see what people are putting out there.
Yeah.
So I know
I did mine a long time ago because one of mine was the monster at the end of this book, which was the Grover book. It was
Is that the Ron Jeremy story?
No, it's like a little golden book. Remember those?
Yeah.
So, yeah, the little golden books, and it was a Muppets one, and it had Grover. And Grover, it was a book that to this day still makes me laugh uncontrollably because It's so silly. My dad used to read it to us all the time. You know, my dad read us a book every night before we went to bed. And,
I don't know what it got.
And that one is Grover, where it starts off with he's narrating to the reader. He's talking to the reader, so it's like a breaking of the fourth wall in the book. So Grover is talking. It's like, I don't want to get to the end of the book. There's a monster at the end of this book. Did you see the title? And the whole book is him holding the pages down, trying to keep the reader from turning the next page. And then, of course, at the end of the book, he's the monster at the end of the book. But it's utterly adorable. And that's, to this day, it's like when a book that stayed with you, I was like, I still have that book. I still have that little book because it makes me laugh. So yeah, there's my book.
I don't know what it says about me, but the first book that entered my mind of a book that stayed with me was Salem's Lot.
Yeah, that one too.
But I just think it's because, like we've talked about, that was the first book that I picked up just to read for the pure enjoyment of reading it.
Interesting. I have to say, Salem's Lot is probably one of them, but The Dead Zone, for some reason, is the one that brings back a lot of memories because I remember getting so sunburned reading out by the pool when I read the whole damn thing in like a day out by the pool, and I got sunburned.
Would you say, if you're somebody from our generation, that there's so many Stephen King books that were a part of your growing up?
Yeah, it was. Stephen King was definitely one of those because he was really the first kind of supernatural.
God damn, yeah.
There was always something new.
Every year there was at least something, and usually more than that. Usually twice a year.
Yeah, it always picked something up. And it was always reliable. It was always reliable entertainment. And you may not have liked one book apart from another. I mean, look at all the people. I mean, oh my God, The
Dark Tower.
The Dark Tower series. Holy crap.
Yeah,
Did he ever finish that?
Yeah.
Will he ever finish it? Isn't it something that just keeps going on?
I had heard I haven't read it, but I had heard that the original plan was it was supposed to be like 7 books or something.
Isn't it up to like 37 now?
Oh.
I don't know. Of Dark Tower?
I don't know. I know there's a shit ton of them. And that somehow, like, characters from The Stand and a whole bunch of his other books
it's
are
supposed to, like,
in that as well.
In and out of all of his other...
Yeah.
I'm laughing at the chat room again. I think it's time to go.
I know. When Sensei gets bored, we get passive aggressive gifts in our chat room.
Oh my goodness. Well, again, don't forget to pick up your books, your Seekers, and what else? That's kind of it. We've if anybody gets some information, the Titan
Absent Enemies,
ebook,
very
Absent
good.
Enemies is very good, and we have a couple of new books that are coming out. I think in October, which we're due in October. But if I would like to hear the people who listen to us who play Star Trek Online, I'd like to hear your feedback. Also, in the hopes that we're able to snag somebody from Cryptic, to speak to them about Delta Rising. If you've got questions, let's start getting them now. And don't forget, we have several requests already in. I want to send a real quick acknowledgement to everybody who sent emails to us asking for a Holo Lita DOF. Do not worry, we do have those emails. I will get those codes out to you. And if you do still want one, please send us a note at hosts@gntshow.com. I still have Holo Lita DOFs available. I have a ton. So if you want one from Star Trek Las Vegas, please send me a note and I'll send you a code. And I think that's but I wanted to ask you guys just to pipe in, send us questions you might have for anybody we're able to snag for an interview for Delta Rising. Don't get snippy. I don't deal with snippy. Be professional. And it doesn't mean you can't ask it doesn't mean you can't ask a hard-hitting question. It just means do it in a professional manner. If you get snippy or if you get snarky, I won't read it. And I think that's it. Mike, you?
I think I'm good. I think we've covered everything that needs to be covered. So thank you for everybody for coming out. We appreciate having you, and have a nice one. Kapla.
Joel Untro.
Terry's not going to say anything to close
I did.
out the show?
I said bye.
Oh,
I
okay.
I didn't hear you, Terry.
Oh.
Yeah, neither did I.
Mike, did you hear my Joel Untro?
I heard your Joel True.
No, Terry, neither of us heard you say goodbye.
My mic must have said it so softly, my mic didn't pick it up. Oh, well.
All right.
Well, thank you.
I'm going to take us offline then. Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Music for the G&T show is provided by Warp 11, Grethor, 5-Year Mission, and Andrew Allen's Smooth Federation.
G&T Show is a busy little beaver production.
Gonna take a 5-year tour. Boldly go where no man